Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the third video of our series of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Magic the Gathering collection. And today we're gonna go open the third one, Riders of Rohan. A three-color, blue, red, and white, human-based deck concerning the people from Rohan, I believe also people from Gondor. So our commander, Eowyn Shield Maiden, sorry. Fourth now and Fear No Darkness. So I believe we're gonna have people like Theoden. I see also that we have Aragorn, maybe Merry as well. Anyhow, form your fellowship and battle for the fate of Middle-earth in Magic's definitive multiplayer format. Stand proud with Eowyn and lead the united armies of Rohan and Gondor to defend the realm. Summon scores of soldiers and knights while keeping up card draw to replace your losses as you watch the opposition crumble. Again, a full deck of 100 cards and then 2 legendary foils that are gonna be inside the collector's booster sample pack. Without further ado, let's open this one pack. Okay guys, we got it open. Damn, that was difficult, but we made it. So here we are. Again, with all the counters for our creatures and tokens, and then 2 really nice extra tokens, again different from compared to the other ones. Separator, and let's see the art of the box. Again, 3 colors for the deck, and here we go, Eowyn and maybe Aragorn, like when he is still a ranger. Cool, really nice. Another separators here, and let's see the cards. Oh, of course, first of all the life counter again, as always. The good side and the bad side, of course. Some instructions and details about this deck. The main cards, the extended version, shiny and thicker, plus the tokens, and the extra legendary foil collector booster sample pack. Okay, so now it's time to see the cards. Okay, and we are back, ready to open the deck. This is Eowyn, of course, and Beregond. I believe this is a captain of Gondor, the royal guard, captain of Faramir's guard. Anyways, let's get this open. Okay, we are ready. Okay, let's start with, of course, Eowyn, our commander and the main card of this deck. Eowyn Shield Maiden, 5/4 for 5 mana, blue, red, and white human knight with first strike. And at the beginning of the combat on your turn, if another human enters the battlefield under your control this turn, create a 2/2 red human knight creature token with trample and haste. Then if you control 6 or more humans, draw a card. So this creature Eowyn can help us to apply a lot of pressure onto our enemies. And I also really like the detail on this the strike, when I believe she's striking down the fell beast from the Witch King of Angmar in the Pelennor Fields. So really, really nice art with like the glowing, of course, the foil art. Oh, of course this deck has both Gondor and Rohan in it. So a lot of all the humans in Lord of the Rings. So Aragorn, King of Gondor, this is the king version of Aragorn. A 4/4 for 4 mana, also blue, red, and white with vigilance, and lifelink. And whenever Aragorn enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. So I guess this is some specific ability. Whenever the Aragorn attacks, up to one target creature cannot block this turn. If you are the monarch, creatures cannot block this turn. Oh, in this place, will I abide and my heirs unto the ending of the world. That's the speech of Aragorn, I believe, when he becomes king. Wow. Okay, and as we are used to, here are the rules. I'm gonna leave those ones in the back. And let's jump onto the rest of the deck. Okay. Again, Peregrine of the Guard, so Faramir's royal captain. Then other humans you control enter the battlefield, and then 1/1 vigilance until the end of the turn. Pretty solid card for 4 mana, 3/3. Champions of Minas Tirith. Ooh, love the art in this one. I don't remember seeing any female soldiers in the movie, so this is an interesting addition in this that they had this touch in this deck. 4/6 for 6 mana. And when the Champions of Minas Tirith enters the battlefield, you become the monarch as well. So multiple cards in this deck have this ability, this passive ability. The realm of Sauron is ended forever. And celebrations after the War of the Ring is done, is finished. Ooh. Okay. Gilrain, Dunedain Protector. Onen Istil Edain, Ushivian Estil Anim. I wonder what this means. I'm not so acknowledging these sort of languages of Tolkien's, but I will have to check it up later. Exile another target creature you control. You may return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. If you don't, at the beginning of the next end step, return that card into the battlefield under its control. Whoa, okay, with vigilance and lifelink. I wonder whose character is. I will also look it up and leave it afterwards, so you guys can check it up as well. The Grey Host reinforcements. Ooh. I hope they haven't forgotten how to fight in Gimli, always. A 1/1 Spirit Soldier, flying. Okay, that makes sense because in the movies they also fly like the wind. They go so fast. Maybe even haste would be a perfect possible ability they would have. Put a number of 1/1 counters on Grey House. Okay. 4 mana for this 1/1. Losernak Captain. First strike for a 3/1, that's good. 4 mana. Enters the battlefield under your control. Tap target creature and opponent controls. Get a 1/1 human soldier creature token. That's also good to keep creating soldiers, and then we can activate Eowyn's abilities, of course. Archivist of Gondor. 2/3 for 3 mana, human advisor. I believe that's Gandalf on the back. Maybe this is the guy who takes care of the archives in Minas Tirith, I guess. If indeed you look only as you say for records of ancient days and the beginnings of the city, read on. So definitely that's this guy. Oh, at the beginning of the monarch's end step, that player draws a card, so interesting. Whenever your commander deals combat damage to a player, if there's no monarch, you become the monarch. Really interesting. Denethor, Stone Seer. So here we have Denethor, which is over the rules on Minas Tirith and the king's absence. You may triumph on the field for the day, but against the power that now arises, there is no victory. Well, I think there is victory. You just need to have some hope. You scry 2, sacrifice, and the third target player becomes the monarch. That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny ability. Interesting. Really like how like they managed to combine the magic abilities of these cards with the lore of these characters in the movies and in the books. Fealty to the realm, aura, enchantment. Enters the battlefield, you become the monarch again. Okay, there you have controls over the enchanted creature. Oh. Good stuff. So you take control over like certain creatures. Call for 8. I think some of these cards also have like their own art card as well. 5 mana, you gain control of all creatures target opponent controls until the end of the turn. You untap those and then they gain haste, of course. You cannot attack the player this turn. You cannot sacrifice those creatures this turn. So I guess you can only use these ones when you play with multiple people and you have multiple opponents. Because if not, I don't see the point of this card. We must hasten the beacons of Gondor are allied. War is kindled. Gandalf. Yep. Okay, Gimli of the Glittering Caves. Of course, if you guys don't know, the Glittering Caves are like the caves behind the caves. Oh my god, of Helm's Deep in the second movie, where all the women, elderly and kids, children, take refuge in the War of Helm's Deep. Double strike 1/1, only 1/1, interesting. Whenever another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter Gimli. Okay, so you know it's not so weak after all. Create a treasure token. No dwarf could be unmoved by such loveliness. I believe after the War of the Ring, Gimli becomes the lord or the kind of like the king of the Glittering Caves because he becomes so attracted to these caves in particular. Okay, Boromir, Gondor's Hope. That's good to see him. Boromir, long have I wandered the roads forgotten, seeking the house of Elrond. Or really like these lines. And this looks like he's in Minas Tirith. 4 mana for a 3/4. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a human or artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Damn. Enters the battlefield or attacks. So you keep doing that though. Oh, Eomer, King of Rohan. Double strike. Enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each other human you control. So maybe it's also good to do after you get some tokens, human tokens in the battlefield. That target becomes the monarch. Deals damage equal to its power to any target. Ooh. Really powerful cards in this deck, I see. I'm gonna put it here with like the other royal cards. Faramir, Steward of Gondor. Let's put also like Boromir together with them. Here. There you go. Faramir, a 2/2 for 3 mana. Human Noble. The last Steward of Gondor begs Leaf to surrender his office. And the people who made, the artists who made these arts and these cards are so good. They are so talented. Whenever a legendary creature with mana value 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you become the monarch. So more mechanics with the monarch. The beginning of your end step, if you are the monarch, create 2/1/1 white human, hold your creatures. More tokens into the battlefield to activate other abilities as well. And Eowyn's, of course, and all of the other ones. 4th, Eorlingas, create X amount of 2/2 red human knight creatures, tokens with trample and haste. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to one or more players this turn, you become the monarch. A short day, a red day, ere the sun rises, right now, right to Gondor. I guess that's Theo then. Okay, Oath of Errol. Create two 1/1 white human soldier tokens, and then second turn, create 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste, and then on third turn, put an indestructible counter on up to one target human. You become the monarch. 5 mana for this saga. Really like the whole emblem between the horse of Rohan and the thing from Gondor. Riders of Rohan. 5 mana for a 4/4. And when Riders of Rohan enter the battlefield, create a 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste. And has dash. So you can cast it for the dash cost, and then like it has haste, and it's returned to the battlefield to its owners at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Taunt from the Rampart. Sorcery for 5 mana. All creatures your opponents control until the next turn, those creatures cannot block. Okay. It is not said that no foe has ever taken the Hornburg. If men defended it, Aragorn. Oh, I guess that's Aragorn. That's a sign of Aragorn. I can never get too accustomed enough to this new look of him. I really like the art though. Ooh. The Crown of Gondor. Equipped creature gets 1/1 for each creature you control. Ooh. So again, very good with all the tokens, the creature tokens that we have. When a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, if there is no monarch, then you become the monarch. And it costs also less, 3 less actually if you are the monarch, so woo. Really nice. The Bastion Protector, commander creature you control get 2/2 and have indestructible. Ooh. Who can now hold the force when the King of the Nine Riders comes? 3/3 for 3 mana? Damn. Dearly Departed, flying. As long as Dearly Departed is in your graveyard, each human creature you control enters battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. The House of the Dead are no places for the living. Gandalf, 6 mana for this 5/5 with flying. Damn. So you don't really mind like if this one goes to the cemetery, right, I guess? Good. Okay, Frontline Medic, 3 mana for a 3/3 with Battalion. Okay, then you can indestructible until the end of the turn. Sacrifice Front Medic counter target spell with X in its mana unless its controller pays 3. Okay. The world is full of enough of hurts and mischances without wars to multiply them. Okay. Another one from Gondor, by the way. Increasing Devotion. Create 5 1/1 white human creature tokens. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, then create 10 of those creatures instead. Wow. Flashback. This is the one, I guess. You pay 9, then you can like flashback, and then like you can make 10. Okay. The Marshal's Anthem. 4 mana. Creatures you control get 1/1. And when this gets into the battlefield, return up to X target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of times Marshal's Anthem was kicked. Okay, so you can pay extra mana to cast this spell. Okay. Up to the next one, Selfish Squire. 4 mana for a 1/1 flash. When this guy enters the battlefield, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Okay, so this can solve your you can save your neck in a tight situation, a tight spot. Whenever damage would be dealt to you, that is prevented, but you can put also 1/1 counters on Selfish Squire. Ooh. Okay. So that makes it not a 1/1 anymore, I guess. Okay, Unbreakable Formation. 3 mana. All your creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn. Guess that's Gimli. That's addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase and put 1/1 counter on each of those creatures and then gain vigilance until the end of the turn. So has a lot of activated stuff that you can get for 3 mana. And instant, of course. Verse Rangers, first strike for 3/3. You may look at the top of your library at any time. As long as an opponent controls more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. Okay, whoa. That's really, really good. Especially, you know, in the situations when you're always behind of land and then, you know, your opponent has the advantage on casting stuff. Visions of Glory. Create a 1/1 white human creature token for each creature you control. Wow, that's insane, especially with like just the ones that we just seen like a couple seconds ago, with like the one that you can bring up to a lot of creatures and make a lot of tokens, like the increasing devotion one. This one. Damn. And it has a flashback as well. Okay. Yep. Weathered Wayfarer. 1/1 for the 1 mana. And then if you pay 1 white mana, search your library for a land card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Then shuffle. Activate only if your opponent controls more lands than you. The Forest of Druadan was granted to Gan Booty Gan and his folk to be their own forever. Okay. I didn't know this tribe or this faction in Tolkien's lore. Interesting. Combat Celebrant. Human warrior 4/1 for 3 mana. Okay. An exotic creature could not attend tap. Okay. This is the hour when we draw swords together. Damn. So red card here. The card of Ire. The card Ire enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your keep, card of Ire deals 2 damage to any target. If you are the monarch, it deals 7 damage instead. Okay, how long is it since Saruman bought you? Was it the promised prize? I guess that's a win against Grima Wormtongue. Damn. Earthquake. 1 red mana and X, and it deals X damage to each creature without flying and each player. From far away, now dim, now growing, now mounting to the clouds, there came a drumming grumble, a roar, a long echoing roll of ruinous noise. Flammerous Rider, 5 mana for a 3/3. Whenever this guy attacks, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature, and that's tap. Whoa, okay. Then you can, okay, you exile the token in the combat, but still though, that's Jesus, that's really good. And it has dash as well. So it has haste, and you can return it to your hand afterwards, and you can do the same thing over and over. It's like some sorts like ninjutsu, but a bit different. Frontier Warmonger, 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever one or more creatures you attack of, oh, okay, you get menace. What could not a warrior do in this hour? Okay. Oh, I really like the. I'm not sure if this is a human or an elf, though. By the way, I don't know. Human though, but it looks like an elf on the art. Anyways, really nice. Up to the next one. Harsh Mentor. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever an opponent activates an ability or of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it isn't a mana ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to the player. Okay, so this can really much punish other decks in this collection. Time might come soon when there will be a need of valor without renown. Yet the deeds will not be less valiant because they are unpraised. Okay. Shared animosity. Whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets 1 and 0 until the end of the turn for each other creature attacking creature that shares a creature tab with it. Okay. So Rohan and Gondor riding together. Right, Knights of Gondor, Riders of Rohan and Dunedain of the North drove against the wavering foes, piercing the press with the thrust of bitter spears. Okay. Zealous Conscript, human warrior, 3/3 for 5 mana with haste. Enters the battlefield, you gain control of target permanent until the end of the turn. Untap that permanent, it gains haste until the end of the turn. And it has a lot of these similar abilities throughout the deck. Plucker and Corselet, Axe and Sword and Shining Spears were layered in Horde. Oh, this art though. Supreme Verdict, 4 mana. This spell cannot be countered and you destroy all creatures. Okay. To reset the game again. Boom. Some sort of like a celestial, like, you know, fire coming from the sky or something, destroying everything on its way. Door of Destinies, an artifact for 4 mana. You have to choose a creature type, and whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, you put a charge and counter on this card. Creature you control of the chosen type get 1/1 for each charge. Ooh, okay. So I guess human, or I guess, yeah, human. I guess this deck is all about humans. But of course, this doesn't have to be only in this deck. We can shuffle it in another one if we want to. Vanquisher's Vanor for 5 mana, an artifact as well. You also have to choose a creature type. They already get 1/1. And whenever you cast a creature of spell of the chosen type, you draw a card. 7 stars and 7 stones and 1 white tree. Battlefield Forge. Okay. It does deal damage to you if you choose to add like red or white mana. In the morning, I shall ride to Edoras, to the gathering of the Mark. King Theoden. Clifftop Retreat. Enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control already a mountain or a plain. The dwellings of the Rohirrim lie under the wooded eaves of the White Mountains, hidden in mist and cloud. Exotic Orc Chat. We had this one in other decks already. Mana of any colors that your opponents can produce. Furry Helm, Snarl. Okay, the shadow departed and the sun was unveiled and light leaped forth. Glacial Fortress. White or blue mana. Beneath the moon and under the star. He wandered afar from northern strands, from gnashing on the narrow ice where shadow lies on frozen hills. Cool. So I guess it's like some kind of fortress in the north. Port Town. There at Pelagir lay the main fleet of Umbar, 50 great ships and smaller vessels beyond count. I wonder if this is part of Numenor, which is no longer exist in the Third Age. Prayer Stream. Okay. This is your realm and the heart of the greater realm that shall be. Oh, wow. The mountains and the valleys between those mountains. The clouds getting between those. The art is insane. Sulphur Falls. Gloin. You should... Oh, this is the Lonely Mountain, I guess. And I guess that's Dale. Or the Lake Town. No, my guess is that's there. Like Lake Town is a bit, I guess, way lower. You should see the waterways of Dale Frodo and the fountains and the pools. You should see the terraces and towers upon the mountain sides. So, Throne of the High City. So I guess this one is Denethor's, and this one should be the one from the king. The high throne was empty at the foot of its dais. Upon the lowest step, which was broad and deep, there was a stone chair, black and unadorned, for the steward of Gondor. Yep, the one for Denethor. But this one is the one for the king. Oh, and if you sacrifice, then they become the monarch. Interesting. Windbrisk Heights. Highway 4. Okay, so you can look at the 4 tabs of your library. Okay. You add planes, and you may also play the exile card without paying its mana cost if you attack with 3 or more creatures this turn. Okay. Really powerful. Lost to Legend, that's the One Ring. In the Anduin, before Gollum found it. Without Smeagol found it. Put target non-land historic permanent into its owner's library, 4th from the top. Okay. In the days of Isildur, the ruling king passed out of all knowledge. 2 mana for this card. Erkenbran, Lord of Westfold. 4 mana for a 3/3. Whenever Erkenbran, when another human enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get 1 and 0 until the end of the turn. Oh, this art is so inspiring. Like I want to just jump out and just like go run or something just to see this. Like, so it really inspires like the other soldiers to fight and do their best in the battlefield, I guess. The Banishing Light, 3 mana enchantment, and then you exile a target non-land permanent an opponent controls until the Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Really good if like our opponent doesn't have ways to like counter target this spell. So yeah, the start of Elendil. Really nice. Fiend Hunter, 3 mana for a 1/3, another creature. A lot of creature in this deck. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may exile another target creature, and then you can have that creature is in exile until this tiny guy is gone. Okay. The Palace Jailer, 4 mana for a 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Okay. And then when this enters the battlefield, exile target creature under control until an opponent becomes the monarch. So again, more monarch related abilities. Path to Exile. This one I think is also in the Food and Fellowship deck, I believe. Okay, you exile target creature, its controller may search their library for a basic land card, and you put that one into the battlefield tapped. Then you shuffle. It's not so bad. It's it can save you from certain situations, of course. Also, you can use it yourself. Sunset Revelry, 2 mana, sorcery. If an opponent has more life than you, then you gain 4 life. If an opponent controls more creatures than you, then you create 2 white human creature tokens. And if an opponent has more cards in its hand than you, then you draw a card. You gotta do a lot of stuff if you actually are in all of those situations under, or lower than your opponent. Okay. Source to the Plowshares, so sharpening them. Exile target creature if controller against life equal to its power. Okay. 1 mana for this card. The Village Well Ringer. 3 mana for a 1/4 with flush. And whenever this guy enters the battlefield, you untap all creatures you control. Okay, so you could use that as an instant in the opponent's turn to untap all your creature and be able to block after you have already attacked. That's really good, I guess. I wonder why it's only an uncommon. It should be at least, no, not uncommon, it's like a common. It should be at least an uncommon one. Okay. Ooh. Prince Imrahil the Fair. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 white token human soldier. The Lord Aragorn I hold to be my liege lord. Whether he claim it to know, his wish is to me a command. Wow. Humble Defector, human rogue for 2 mana, 2/1. Draw 2 cards, target opponent gains control of Humble Defector, activate only during your turn. Well, you get to draw 2 cards and it's, not so bad. Okay. Oh, here we have Theoden, King of Rohan. Before we already had Eomer, King of Rohan. So we have the Theoden version and Eomer version. Whenever Theoden and when another human enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains double strike until the end of the turn. Oh, this sentence, I love it. It's from both the book and the movie. Dark have been my dreams of late, but I feel new awakening. I only fear that I already you have come too late, Gandalf. 3 mana. Not so bad. Okay. Arcane Signet, so more mana artifacts. And the Commander Sphere, the Palantiri. We already seen these ones in previous decks. The Heirloom Blade. Attack. Equipped creature gets 3 and 1. Okay. I wonder what kind of blade is that. Never seen it before. The Herald's Horn, 3 mana. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type, and those creature spells cost you 1 less. Okay. Damn. And at the beginning of your unkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. So, wow, the game gets faster and faster with all these cards. The Soul Ring, of course. I think all decks have at least one of these. 1 mana, and then later you can use it to get 2 colorless mana. So very, very nice indeed. Talisman of Conviction. Okay. Faramir and Eowyn stood forth and sat hand in hand, and all there drank to them and were glad. Both signets from Rohan and Gondor. Really cool. Oh, so that was Faramir, and this is Eowyn. Talisman of Progress. So the other one allowed you to get red and white mana, and this one is white mana and blue mana. Thus is the friendship of the Mark and of Gondor bound with a new bond, and the more I do rejoice. I only see though the one from Gondor in this one. Oh, I understand, because the other one is basically the one from Rohan, but Faramir also has a tiny one from Gondor itself. A really cool detail that they have this, like for the wedding from both Faramir and Eowyn. Okay, Thought Vessel. You have no maximum hand size, so I guess it's similar from Soratami's from Kamigawa. Okay. Very interesting. Thought Vessel, some sort of like Dumbledore pensive or something. Wayfarer's Bauble. An artifact for 1 mana. Okay. I guess you can use it for like when you have extra mana that you are not to use. Okay. The command tower, more mana gaining lands. The evolving wilds. Really cool. Field of Ruin. Path of Ancestry. Mary gazed at the Pucklemen with wonder and pity as they loomed up mournfully in the dusk. Mana of any color of your commander's identity. And you're gonna get to scry one too. Damn. If you use it for the one that shares the creature with your commander, so it will have to. Rogue's Passage. Okay. Secluded Courtyard. Terramorphic Expanse. Wow. Really cool. That's definitely Mordor. The earth groaned and quaked. The towers of the teeth swayed, tottered, and fell down. The mighty rampart crumbled, and the black gate was hurled in ruin. So, of course, this one ring has already been destroyed. Tranquil Cove. In the south, the realm of Gondor long endured, and for a while its splendor grew. Its people building high towers and havens for many ships. The wine-scared crag. That's more like Rohan, indeed. About what stream on this side of the great river lies Rohan? Wow. I guess that's Edoras. Cool. And here we go with all the land in this deck. Plains. Again, Gandalf looking upon, I guess, Minas Tirith in the horizon and some of the fields of Gondor, and followed by a tiny, so few sheep or something, or goats, and some that resemble the Shire again. We've seen these ones before in the first deck. Here we go, and here we have the islands. We have also seen these ones in the Elven Council. Cool. Secret pool. And okay, these ones are new. The mountains. Damn. I wonder if these ones are the Blue Mountains. Oh, you can even see the Fellowship like crossing on this side. Led by Gandalf and the hobbits. I wonder if that's Legolas, Aragorn, and Boromir, and Gimli at the very end. Wow. Really, really nice. I guess, I don't know if the Blue Mountains, I think the Misty Mountains, right? And this looks like Mordor. And look here, it's Frodo and Sam. I wonder if Gollum is also somewhere over here. Really, really cool. Okay, guys, so these were all of the main cards in this deck. Of course, here we have the tokens. Let's see. And the premium version of our commander, Eowyn, Shield Maiden. Okay. Really like how they made these ones. To display or to just, you can also play them, of course. Let's put them over here. And the tokens. Human soldiers. Lots of them, because as we've seen that we're gonna be using a lot of them. Also humans. Both 1/1s. So I really wonder, it's not too much of a difference. Human Knights with Trample and Haste. That's also from the Saga, if you remember, guys, that we can summon these guys in the second turn. And more humans. Lots of humans, treasures, maybe food on the back. Let's see. Oh no, oh, of course, that's monarch. That's what we need to show who's the monarch. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, its controller becomes the monarch. So you get to also draw cards at the end step. And of course, we have the ring. I don't remember seeing many, if not none, cards that say that the ring tempts you. But anyways, it's good to have another one. Of course not, why not? So these are the tokens, and now we need to see what is inside this small booster pack. Let's see. It's always good to see what's inside this tiny extra bit of mysteriousness. Okay. Oh. Always 2 cards and 1 Friday night. Okay. Here we go. First one. Minas Tirith. It looks exactly, or basically almost exactly as the ones in the movies. And our second card is Lash of the Balrog. I also believe it is part of a greater art piece with the Balrog in Moria. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature or pay 4, destroy target creature. Okay, so okay guys, these were all the cards in the Commander deck Riders of Rohan. I hope you guys enjoyed this tiny video, and stay tuned for the last one, the Hosts of Mordor. And until then, have a good one, and I wish you to have a good day too.